been live in a minute. I think a minute, a few days. I was just listening to some crazy as I was finishing buying myself some garlic nut breads from Domino's. You're already eating nasty. It's not easy breaking all these habits. You get me? We can try to place a little blame on those that came before us and those that didn't have no discipline themselves. But at the end of the day, they stopped being their responsibility as soon as we became our own individuals. But I was watching this video about the mark of the beast, right? The microchip that they're trying, that is the main goal of this whole shutdown, right? Microchipping everybody, or getting a tracking device on as many people on the global scale as possible, which is the plan of this global government, this global system, this one world order that is in the motion right now. That is the paradigm that billions of people on this planet are basically in the midst of. And it's crazy, you feel me? It's scary, it's nerve-wracking. I know many people are not in a comfortable place right now. You feel me? If you haven't been working on yourself, developing yourself intellectually, physically, you feel me? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, eating the right stuff, consuming the right type of information, disciplining yourself, working out, then a lot of what's going on today is going to affect us in a very, very negative way if we are that individual that has been really disregarding paying attention to the self. Like I said, we're all a work in progress, man. We're a project in a work in motion, man. So like I said, I just got some Domino's garlic nuts, that I'm gonna tear up with some marinara sauce. But I wanted to really get this out there before I gave in to my to gluttony. You get me? Because what I want to speak on in this video is gonna touch on a lot on biblical stuff, on political stuff, on I don't know, man. It's gonna on spiritual. You feel me? On like, cause it's all one. It's all connected. You feel me? All these religions, they're all one. They're all trying to tell us one thing, and because it has been so generalized that we don't understand it. You feel me? We have been miseducated, misguided for millennia. I can't even say hundreds of years. Millennia, for thousands of years. You get me? There is so much about ourselves that we don't know. And a lot of it, like a lot of what the fuck is going on today, is a perfect example of what ignorance produces, man. And this mark of the beast is dangerous, right? Because it's written in the Bible. Like, all this thing is connected. Like Jesus, his apostles, each and every one of them that either crossed him or was faithful to the man in the story, or in however you want to look at it. If it's fact or fiction, myth or reality. If it's actually the story of Horus and Isis and all this other Egyptian or Greek or Buddhist or whatever it is, it's all connected, man. And in whatever character, whatever name we place on this righteous and Christly essence, is humble, is joyful, is tempered. You get me? It's kind and giving, and it is self-mastered and diligent. And this image, this Christ, this Jesus, this Moses, this Adam, all these images, all these characters, all these angels, all these apostles, all these peoples, all these priests, all these individuals, they all had a thing about them, right? And individuals that try to emulate those characters, those characteristics, those personality traits, those habits, those disciplines that those individuals practice. Those individuals did great things in life, and they're still spoken about today, and they will be spoken about after whatever is taking place right now happens, and beyond. You get me? Beyond technology, because we're just pure frequency, and what I'm saying right now is gonna resonate with somebody somewhere. You feel me? Because this information is gonna get shared. The frequency, the waves are already and are set in motion. You get me? But this individual had a lot of wisdom to bring, and because of the way that a lot of us have been brought up over the last few hundred years, we have become, many of us have become sort of alien to religion and to spirituality, and have delved into the atheist or satanic realm, or just pure occultic, and don't believe in any type of like one being. You get me? Or we're just worshiping crystals, or worshiping idols, or just worshiping, just doing that, exactly, just worshiping different types of gods in many different forms, and we've completely lost ourselves, because doing that, oftentimes we can become fools of that, even through yoga practices, through anything, we can fool ourselves. And it's crazy, because just being on this journey these last 3 years has kind of like brought me full circle, right? From somebody that was kind of like I don't know, I wouldn't say atheist, right? But I wasn't a really religious person, bro. I wasn't, and I still am not. But I've become aware of so many things, like even these little crystals. I take them off from time to time, just to see if I feel a difference, but I don't. So now, you know what? I just wear it, and if I do end up taking it off, I took it off. But now I don't do it planned, because I really don't feel any difference. But I know that these crystals, they play roles, right? They play, because everything is alive. God is all. God is everything. You feel me? The world is mental. These are one of the 7 hermetic principles, and like I said, all these things are connected. And as soon as we start seeking knowledge, and we stop looking at these books, at these scriptures with such a bad eye, we would actually get the information that we need. And right now, we need this information. Like, we need to understand it, like, really, because the information is there, but we need to be open. We need to become open to the information, and open to understanding and comprehending, and open to like changing and growing, because that's really where it's at. You feel me? A lot of people, we find ourselves at odds with a lot of the things that are in these biblical books, and in these hermetic books, that and in these Gnostic books, because it calls upon us to challenge ourselves, right? To become masters of ourselves, to know ourselves, to like become the controller and the generator and the designer of our own life. And that for some people becomes a little hard. So some people want to be baby, but we need to understand that, we can't make these decisions for our children. And a lot of the things that are happening right now, with these global institutions, and with rich individuals, like the ones that are in power today, that are demanding these mandatory vaccinations, and these depopulation agendas, and these control of private information of of the individual's control of their own information and their own bodies, and what they get to decide to go in, you feel me, and how these individuals control political structures, you feel me, through their the money that they distribute to lobbying firms, and it's crazy. But once we become aware of who and what we are, we gain such a greater understanding of what it is that we came here to do, and we become really a lot more useful to ourselves and to the children that we may engender, you feel me, in on this journey, on this path of life. Because at the end of the day, we're here to procreate and to be fruitful and prosperous. I mean, it's in the Bibles. It's one of the first chapters of Genesis, you feel me. And that's what I'm saying, like, we need to like really sit down and analyze this book, not on some religious shit, but like really get on our spiritual game, you feel me, really get on our spiritual game and start really figuring out who and what it is that we are and what we're here to do, and like all these questions, you feel me, how are we gonna do it? And because the answers are here. The answers are, if you don't want to look in the Bible, then look at nature, man. Stop looking at the way that we're set up, the way that this educational system has let us down, man. This 2020, it's April, it's 420. Like, I'm right there, I'm baked, you feel me? And I often don't come on, because I understand that like people look at individuals that smoke in a certain way. So sometimes I'm deliberate with it, and other times I'm like, you feel me, I'm methodical with it. So I like to delegate so that people can get a different perspective, a different view of like, oh, how individuals, you feel me, if they never see me burning, they see me on a video sober, and they see the they can distinguish, and they can, you feel me, judge more openly. But sometimes I'm not even open to judging myself, like, because we can do that, right? We can judge ourselves over harshly, and those are one of the sins, you feel me. Those are one of the 7 sins, and the 10 commandments that are in those books, and that I don't even know all of them, but I know that I'm not up there, you feel me. I'm not up there with this man, Jesus Christ, you feel me. That's one, you feel me, and Buddha and all these other great individuals that lived, you feel me. A great inspiration for me was Marcus Aurelius and his story, you feel me, the Meditations. So there are great individuals to look up to, but one that rings true and has for millennia now is this guy Jesus. It's not, and we were not supposed to idolize him, you feel me. He himself said it. Don't idolize him. Just follow the principles. Follow the principles and the lessons that I am teaching, and you will be one with my Father. I don't know if that's what he said exactly like that, because like I haven't read the book like that. Like I said, I'm just as ignorant. I'm just as much of a sinner as the fucking rest of you. Because at the end of the day, right, we're all sinning. We're all born in sin, and we're all working, yo. We're all working towards this divine way of being that this guy Jesus was. You feel me? And we gotta be open to like just being honest with it. You feel me? The dude was legit. And a lot of people can't accept it, and so they would rather criticize it or make it as if it wasn't, because they don't want to feel like they have to live up to that image. You feel me? Because yo, what was going on today was being applied on today. All this black magic, all this voodoo shit that these European Caucasians, Asians, and whoever the heck is up, you feel me, in these trilateral commissions, in these council of 300s or 500 or these little Bilderberg meetings that they go to, you feel me, these 12 or 100 individuals that go there, yo, they are worshiping something, right? They're all focusing their energy on worshiping what is bringing them what they want, which is money, right? And money is material, is what it's what would the devil provide for movement in his realm, right? And like it says in the Bible, that the devil was sent down here, yo. So anything that we do that is material, that's why like I was listening to something the other day, and the guy said, yo, anything that man does is addictive. Like anything that we do, we're gonna develop a habit. Like we breathe, like, and that's the habit. Like, we have to breathe. If we don't breathe, we die. And so eating can become a habit that we can abuse, right? Sleeping, being lazy, procrastination, like, so, like, everything. And so if we're not mindful, we have to be mindful. But if we're not mindful, we can fall. And again, what we have today is what happens, right? This all fucking end of days Armageddon type stuff that everybody's like is just losing their mind over. Why? Because they have lost focus of the man in them, the son in them. They have lost focus of that child, of that father, of that mother, and they don't know who they are. They haven't worked on themselves. They haven't developed their morals and their ethics, because they have been lost in lust, in procrastination, in in greed, in envy, in hate, in wrath, in pride, like just being so full of ourselves that we just forget, like, yo, what are we here for? What are we here for? Right? And so we just start thinking about ourselves, because that's what humans do. Like we're a survival organism. Like, we're either fight or flight, and we're designed to survive. And that's why a lot of this stuff that is in that book, man, is gonna come to pass a lot sooner than later, and in a fashion that we don't want it. Why? Because we haven't been heeding to it. We haven't been heeding to the call. And when you hear about everything that's going on, it's scary, right? It's scary. But when you read it in the book and you understand why it is that it's happening, it stops being as scary. And when you really focus on yourself, you raise your vibration, you elevate yourself out of that state of mind that makes you feel incompetent and useless and powerless. And you kind of become more powerful. You become more self-aware and more conscious of who and what you are and what you're here to do. And that's really where it's at. And that's what this man Jesus was trying to bring, that sense of awareness that you don't need a yoke. You don't need to go to any church. You don't need to, if you don't want to read the book, you don't have to read the book. You can listen to people that have delivered the message. And I have listened to individuals that have delivered the message very well. You feel me? They have articulated themselves very, very competently and very effectively and efficiently. And it has helped me very, very much, and I am forever grateful for their services. You feel me? But at the end of the day, these individuals are not acting, and they're not conducting themselves in line with the message that they preach, and it is very upsetting. You feel me? It is very upsetting that they have sold themselves to this network of vile people and men that worship money and material things. And it is sad, but at the same time, I can see now. You get me? Like, I can see more clearly, and it's crazy. You feel me? It's sad. It hurts. Like, and then you see why it is. Like, when you're also dealing with your own demons, or whatever you want to call demons, your habits, your negative thoughts, your negative emotions, your negative thought processes, your those things that you wish you didn't think of, and that you wish that weren't part of you. But once you begin to understand, now you see why. Right? And you gain a sense of, like, of pride and understanding, and and also humility, right? Because it kind of humbles you, because you feel like sometimes you feel like you're the only one, like, oh, you're alien. But yo, everybody is out here just was dealing with shit, and when you don't deal with those things, they fuck you up, and then you end up with the world that we see today, right? Because we don't. It's easier to just do whatever the fuck you want to do when you think that nobody's watching. And growing up, like, once I started dealing with lust and shit and porn, I would beat off, and I would think like, yo, God's probably watching me do this shit, yo, and I don't think he would like this shit. But then eventually you learn to kind of like push that voice, because the voice is telling you like, yo, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right. And you keep doing it, and you just keep doing it, because, you feel me? That's what you want to do. You want to feel good. You want to feel pleasure. You want to give in to those seven sins. You feel me? Though you want to break those 10 major main rules that I don't know them all 1 through 10. I don't even think I can name them in order, or if I can name them correctly. But like I said, yo, our consciousness knows. And when I would do it, I would think like, yo, you feel me? And that was my first peep at it. That was my first peep, that like, yo, we just turn it off. We all have that Christly essence, that righteous energy in us, and it's trying to direct us, yo. It's trying its hardest. But like with every fucked up shit that we either do to somebody or that we do to ourselves, it's like we dim that light. It's like we dim that light, and it's hard to turn that light back on. You feel me? It's hard to raise that light. And it is simple too. And it is simple, because all we have to do sometimes is just forgive ourselves. And a lot of the times that's what a lot of people refuse to do. And because we refuse to forgive ourselves, we just continue to commit even more fucking ignorant acts. We continue to commit more sins, right? More ignorant. We continue to act more ignorantly, more in a sinful fashion. And so, yo, we end up with what we have today. We have people locked up in their houses, scared out their fucking mind. We got poison in our water, poison in our food. We have poisonous nanotechnology, fucking artificial particles in our air, floating through our bloodstream, attached to the ligaments of our bones and our lungs and and everything in our body. We have people in charge of our political system, because we have been ignorantly or scared or afraid to like look or seem some type of way to somebody else or to ourselves, that now we have people in charge that have allowed corporations, private institutions, industries to become so gigantic that now they literally feel like they have the right to tell individuals who or what they can be or should be, or what they can or should or shouldn't do, or what they should have in their bodies, or what they can do with the private information, or what they can say on in person, through paper, through technology, how they can voice their opinion. Like, yo, there's a lot of crazy stuff. And why? Because we're not focusing on ourselves. We haven't been really developing that which is spoken of, my G. Like, it tells us, yo, let's go back, like Genesis 1:28. Like I said, I don't know this book, but I know verses, and these verses have helped me. They have guided me. Why? Because they have rang true. Like, yo, it's I don't even want to curse, because I want people that are religious, you get me? I want people that are religious to be able to watch this video and get through it without turning it off, yo. You feel me? Because that's the crazy thing. It's kind of hard to speak to people that are religious, because they're really close-minded in the way that they see the universe, and that they see God and consciousness and the Christly essence that is in every one of them and every one of us, because we're all one, right? We're all this one being living this multiplicity of life, and all these different characters with all these different personality traits and disorders. And like, yo, And we don't have none of us have the right answers. We don't all have the right words to articulate ourselves effectively and efficiently enough to as many people or to individuals as possible to help them on their own journey, to help them like, yo, you are it. You are it. And if you just simply stop doing as many fucked up shit as you have been doing, your life would be so much better. And not only your life, but the life of everybody else around you. You would be so much more in harmony with nature, with the animals, with life, with prosperity, with money, with abundance. If you just simply became more noble, you feel me, more humble, more, I don't even know the freaking words, but you get what I'm saying? Like, yo, whatever Jesus was, that's why this guy always comes up. Because, yo, whatever that dude was, that attracted people from all over the world. And if he would have procreated something even possibly, I don't know, maybe greater, or I don't know. But it's there, yo. We're not here to just like live a life of frivolous spending and just pure vanity, yo. Like, you know how many people in Hollywood feel like, yo, you know how many, yo, suicide is the 6th leading cause of death in the world, yo. Suicide, yo. People just kill themselves, yo. Like, you know, I feel like just crying just thinking about it. Yo, vanity ain't shit. Vanity ain't shit. And yo, and these rappers will tell you. I wish I could. I don't think I never wanted so much money. Like, ever. Even when I was in the military, I didn't care about money. Like, all I wanted was just to become the baddest motherfucker that I could. You feel me? Given the qualities that I have. But yo, like, money wise, I didn't want to start wanting like incredible, like obscene amounts of money until recently. And it was because of like the things that I really wanted to do, like that I want to do around the world, like create schools and temples that, like, you feel me, that just practice all these arts, everything that I've learned that's helped me develop myself, and that's helped people throughout thousands of years, and that I feel like I've amassed, you feel me, like teachings from Lao Tzu, you feel me, and the Tao Te Ching, to Confucius and Mencius and Niccolo Machiavelli, and like I said, Marcus Aurelius and Rousseau and Locke and Voltaire, and yo, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Jim Rohn. Like, yo, I have so many beautiful teachers that like have existed and that have left their mark. Yo, Bruce Lee. Like, there's so much that we have today that we could do with that if we only applied it just a little more mindfully, like, we wouldn't have to be dealing. Tesla in 1920 had created wireless electricity that today we have not thousands, not hundreds of thousands. We have millions of millionaires around the world. And we have probably a few thousands or a few 100,000 people that can replicate the technology and things that Tesla did back in the 1920s today with the technology and with the ease that we could have all of this. But if we only simply, or when we unite, if more of us were in communication and sharing this information. But like I said, we're all disconnected from self. We need to do our best to really follow this path, because if not, where we're heading, we're not gonna have the spiritual awareness and the spiritual know-how and understanding to really guide our mind and our body into acting accordingly with what we need to be doing in order to get through whatever it is that we need to get through. All right, because many bad things are coming, and a lot of people are gonna be ready for it, and because you feel me, they're gonna start developing themselves, that they're gonna start maybe, you feel me, not taking that last bite of food, or not, or maybe not ordering, or maybe now they're gonna fast. They're gonna start doing different, they're gonna start eating better, they're gonna start like really focusing on themselves and really appreciating these moments that they have to share with themselves, and to get to know themselves, and to I don't know, to really give themselves love. A lot of men right now probably just fucking destroying themselves with porn. Like, yo, but hey, believe me, man, these last 2 weeks, the energies that I've been feeling, whoa, yo, my legs have been getting weak, like, and it's been hard, like like I've had to meditate, or I don't know if I've had, or but meditation has helped a lot, like, and it's been tough, it's been trying for those individuals that are walking this path. You get me, this path, this no fap, this semen retention, this path of the razor's edge, of not spilling the cup, you feel me, of holding it in, and of doing all that they can, you feel me, to like use that energy as wisely and as effectively and as efficiently as possible, not just in the waking state, but also in the sleeping state, because we all know that it's easy to fall prey to those energies when we are asleep, you feel me, to those desires. And but like I said, yo, this guy did it, you feel me, this guy did it, this guy whose name was Jesus Christ, you feel me, as written in the in the in the in the Bible, in the Hebrew Bible, you feel me, that the Jewish followed, you feel me, but couldn't kind of like comprehend the message that their own Messiah was bringing, right? Which then transferred over to the Christian text, right? And then gave birth to, I don't know, or maybe the Catholic, but like, yo, it's all one. It's all one, and all they're saying, like, yo, there is a designer. There is a designer, and this is how its laws went. Now, if you want to take it as if like, oh, they're the children, like, yo, we are all children. But I guess these people were the ones that decided to put it into words. I don't know. I don't know it all. I don't know. I'm just expressing what I think I know, and I'm doing my best to just express from source, or what I think is, you get me, not something biased, not something with my own agenda behind it, cuz I don't get all of this, you feel me, I don't get it. Some things make perfect sense, and other things, you get me, it's like, I mean, Jesus said it. You don't have to adopt the yoke, but if you adopt one of those yokes, whichever it is, you better abide by it. You get me? So if you become a Jew by whatever the Jewish is, I guess you gotta abide by that rule completely, right? If you become a Muslim, right, because they all come from the Abrahamic religion. So that's one thing that you gotta understand. Abraham, I don't get it, bro. You got a whole bunch of stuff that goes into all these things, but when you look at that, when you look at occultic and Gnostic reading, and you look at Hermetic teachings as well from Egypt, when you put all these things together, they're all connected. You get me? They all come also from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You get me? And it's all just one, and it's all saying like, yo, these are the ways of being, and these seven deadly sins are the seven virtues, and these seven virtues and seven sins, they have to do with your seven churches, and those seven churches are your seven chakras, and this is why your temple right here, where God sits, that's where consciousness speaks to you. That's where that Holy Ghost, that I don't know, it's called. It just, it guides you and it directs you, and when you follow it, you attract good things, and you bring good things to others. and you create better things around you. And it's easy to be a hypocrite. It's easy to doubt yourself. Um, it's easy to doubt others because it's easy to doubt ourselves. But once we start believing in ourselves, and once we start applying ourselves better, and once we start being more mindful of ourselves and of others, we're gonna do a lot of great things. I mean, look, it's 2020, it's 420. Today are born many leaders. You feel me? Um, I I I uh, I don't doubt. I believe in everything. You get me? I believe in a lot of things. I follow astrology. I follow numerology. I just don't. I don't follow any. I don't. I don't look. You feel me? The Bible says, "Do not seek out any seers, any fortune, like like people that gotta tell you the truth. Like if you're gonna seek out knowledge for yourself, I that's how I see it. And I don't know if it's in the Bible anywhere, and if it's not, or if it tells you to go to do opposite of what I'm saying, then yo, listen to the message that's coming from there, and that's gonna resonate the better with you. You get me? I'm gonna tell you my own information, my own. I gotta tell you what I'm my own 2 cents, and it's on you to take what resonates and leave the rest and just discard it. And that's what it is with these messages. All right. Don't idolize, but really heed the message, listen to it, and try to comprehend and understand it. And if it makes sense, then it's for a reason, and you should listen to that reason. And if it doesn't, then it's not your time, or yo, it's Rome wasn't built in a day. And so I'm gonna do my best to continue to bring these messages of like, you feel me, of Christ, of Jesus, of these as like how they relate, and how I see them. Because like that's why I wouldn't mind. I could see the value in praying, you feel me, 5 times a day. I don't know if I would do it as the Muslims do it, like the exact praying, but I see the prayer, the meditation, you feel me? I see the yoga, the sleeping, the napping. Yo, it's all makes sense. It all makes sense. The guy did it. You feel me? Jesus did it. The guy meditated, prayed, like I don't know. I never read the whole thing, but like I'm saying, it's a good message to look at. And I know a lot of people are against it because of the way that they've been brought up. But like, yo, what your parents only knew what their parents knew. You feel me? You gotta search out all this knowledge, not just one book. Yo, look at all the texts. Look at all the texts. The knowledge is out there. And this mark that's coming is there. Is in, I guarantee you that it's in all of them. And it is a violation of the natural order. And it is gonna mess with our frequency. It's gonna disrupt our natural uh um frequency with the earth. You feel me? It's gonna be a violation. It's gonna go in like, yo, this thing is like, it's alien. And that's why I think that the Bible warns about it. You feel me? Because it's something that, like, it warns you about. It tells you about so many things that when you don't listen to what it is telling you not to do, or what is heating you, you notice that your life gets worse. Like if you eat too much, you're gonna get fat diabetes or some crazy stuff, right? So it is with sex. If you overindulge in sex, you're not going to be a very successful individual, or you're not going to be very happy. Like success, you're going to be unsuccessful in some aspect of your life. If you disobey any of these orders or any of my command, you are bound to suffer some kind of freaking penalty. Like it's there. You get what I'm saying? And we notice that we suffer like we don't want to believe in it, right? Because these people are crazy. But we notice that anytime we go against any of these commands or orders or dictates, like something bad happens to us. And we feel, and even if we don't even have to read these books, We don't even have to be following these books, but when we know it, that like our consciousness, every time we go against that, our conscience knows, and it's like it's there. You feel me? And so when I heard about this man, you feel me, from a different text, the perfect matrimony, and I saw it not just in a biblical sense, but in a different sense put on by this Mexican author, I was like, yo, this crazy, you feel me? This guy walked the path of not ejaculating, of not releasing the sperm, of not spilling the cup of Hermes. Hermes was the messenger of the gods, you feel me? Hermes is Mercury. Mercury is the first planet from the sun. You get what I'm saying? So when these things, like I said, all these things are related, they're interconnected. And once you understand these things, like you start understanding the bigger truth. Like in the Bible, again, it says, I'm gonna go back to this. Yo, it says they like there are sons of gods and then sons of men. And like obviously we have all these Elohim story and all this crazy stuff, but like the sons of gods are created. The sons of men are created when man spills the sperm, when man ejaculates and he doesn't have any self-control, right? So we create ordinary people that don't have extraordinary abilities. But when we don't ejaculate, when we don't spill the cup of Hermes, when we don't waste this magical and spiritual and just powerful message and this energy, when we don't spill it, we create gods. It only takes a drop to create a human. It only takes a drop. You get what I'm saying? And this man understood these things, and that's why he practiced these things. He fasted. He fasted for 40 days. Like, yo, fast 40 days. I haven't even done that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, we have to it's not easy, but those are the things that we should aspire. You feel me? Mastering these 7 temples. And a lot of people, like I said, they're gonna have issues with semantics, with words, with whatever. And it's not about that. It's about understanding the message. Because at the end of the day, within every woman, there's a man, all right? And within every man, there's a woman. Female and male, male and female. You get what I'm saying? So once you begin to stop idolizing certain ideas, and you get to see the message from all areas, you begin to understand it a lot deeper, and you begin to walk a clearer path. Because now you're not going by the ideas. Now you're not set in names and labels. You're not set in logos. You get what I'm saying? Because logos is what divide us, and that's why I'm so grateful that I've been so open to following the path that I have been. You feel me? That I've been open to not just learning from the light, but also from dark. You feel me? Like not just looking for hermetic and for Christly teachings, but because I'm already in sin, right? Because I'm already in ignorance, and because I'm already doing wrong, I'm like, I want to understand, right? And if it's hard to climb that to the top again, so be it. And it's been challenging, you feel me? Because you learn so much messed up things about the world that, like, you feel me? I don't know much about Aleister Crowley, but I have a few books, and I've read a few books of his. Not even a few. I've read a few pages of one of the books that I bought of his, and I don't. You feel me? So I have a few I have a few books on King Solomon, you feel me, and his keys, because I wanted to understand how these individuals are summoning and how they're worshiping. And just from learning about, you feel me, how King Solomon ruled over 70 legions of demons. Like, I mean, you can think of it as like fairy tale, but like, yo, I have a very creative imagination, so I saw it, and I see how these individuals today worship demons like Moloch and Abaddon and all these other ones, that not only do they worship him and we have heard them in videos that people have caught them on, but we also see them in television shows, right? We see literally human sacrifices in television shows portrayed as fiction, but yo, those are rituals. Those are legit rituals. Like that's why I've even moved away from watching horror movies, like especially those type of demonic ones, because I understand that like yo, hold up, they're sending a message right now, and they're implanting this demonic essence, this spirit in our consciousness, and this is gonna affect our consciousness in a very negative way. So I become very mindful in a sense. Obviously, we still lack. I'm still going towards that you feel me, that consciousness, that way of being, that this man Yahweh, Jesus, whatever we want to call him, you feel me, Horus, whatever it is, that highest way of being, right? That's what every day I think of, right? That's what, like, yo, how can I become better? How can I become better to become better able to help other people? How can I say um no less, right? And yes, more deliberately and more consciously and more aware? How can I do these things? How yo, how can I do more about, I don't know, about figuring out what it is that I came here to do. Like, and that's how it is, man. But really, but doing whatever it is that you need to get done, you feel me, to get by. But yo, we have the time now, man, to like really ask these questions. And wherever you are, wherever this message gets you, I hope it reaches you at the time that you need it, and that you get out of it whatever it is that you need to get out of it, because we're all pretty motherfucking lost in this game, right? We're really disconnected from ourselves, from this divine essence in each and every one of us, that gives us the power to mold and make of life whatever we will of it. I hope that you get it in time, and that you become master of yourself, and that you stop being controlled by these negative vices, and that you become masters of these vices, and an example of their virtues, you feel me, of being diligent, of being self-mastered, you feel me, of being charitable to others and giving, of being kind and loving, right? Right here, of being tempered, and of communicating yourself wisely with as many people as possible, of being very self-aware of what you say, right? Of being very joy-filled, right? Because you have vision and clarity and of purpose, and you have goals, and you have dreams, you get me, and you are humble, you feel me, just filled with humility and joy, because you understand, right? You're confident, you are confident in your own authority. You have enough humility that you don't have to express the pride that you have for yourself. You understand that others are capable of also doing this, and that was what was so beautiful about this guy, you feel me. Whenever is spoken of him, Jesus, what, how, yo, I don't understand why it offends so many people, but it doesn't bother me anymore to say it, you feel me. But because I understand that, like, yo, this image that this dude that is represented by just the name, right? The character, the personality traits that just the name itself commands, the authority, the the courage, the confidence, the power that is in it, power alone, by you simply aspiring to reach that height, it just gives you, you feel me, that sense of clarity and purpose and comfort in your heart, that you are doing enough, right? And like I said, it's not about idolizing. You got to understand, it's not about idolizing the name or the image or the book. is the idea and the principles and orders and wisdom that idea, Jesus Christ, consciousness, righteous, holy, you feel me, these words, these these things represent. It's the idea, the example that these things represent. And that is what we like. This is why knowledge is not power. Knowledge is information when it is understood, and when you get the wisdom and you learn to apply it, that's when it becomes power. But in knowledge there is much power. Just like in simply believing in the idea, and simply even idolizing it sometimes gives people power. You feel me? There are millions, there are not millions, there are thousands of of like worship of promoters of this word, of this man, and they don't even this, it's disgusting to even speak of them, because they're not speaking on what is going on today, yo. This microchipping, this controlling of our genome, of our DNA, this goes against nature, man. This goes against God. This goes against our inalienable rights, liberties to pursue happiness. You feel me? To to have a peaceful assembly. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that we can have that, but you get what I'm saying? Like this stay home thing, this you can't go anywhere without putting something over your face. This, you can't go into the store. This closing down businesses. This is crazy. And this is why, because we have refused to do those things. Like I said, it's hard. But we are all capable. There are many bad habits, and we're gonna keep breeding. Like whatever's gonna happen, it's not gonna stop humanity from living. Like many people are gonna die. You feel me? But humanity is gonna live on. Is gonna survive, and it's gonna continue to learn how to survive and adapt until it finally adapts these righteous teachings. And we've turned them into, we've really polluted them because of the way that our mind has been polluted. So they're not really polluted, but our mind is so polluted that we don't understand them, and that we look at them with this eye that is crazy. You feel me? We can't understand that, like, yo, this is what works. And I'm not saying go to a church. No, you are the church. You already have 7 churches within you. 7 churches, 7 chakras. You feel me? You go within those churches and work on those things on yourself. Pray, meditate, ask questions, write shit down, read a book. Follow your intuition. Your consciousness is guiding you. And like I said, all this crazy stuff is gonna continue to happen. It's gonna fall over. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And like this message is gonna stay out there, and it's gonna resonate, and it's gonna have the effect that's gonna need to have on the people that it needs to have the effect on. It might not be today. It might not be a year from now, but it will, because all this thing is already out there. You can't erase it. Like all the wrong that I've done, that everybody's done out there, that they think that is hidden. Like somebody somewhere has got something, or you yourself have put yourself out there, right? Because we're prone to doing stupid shit with these videos, recording ourselves, sending videos, pictures to other people. Like it's all out there. All this information is out there. So we've already fucked ourselves in many aspects. You get me? We're all sinners. Like we're all fucking ignorant. We all do stupid shit. And the sooner that we accept that we are what we are, and we start looking at ourselves honestly, and not just like, oh yeah, you're a sinner, but now how can I correct my ways? How can I become better? How can I become an example to mine, so that when I produce mine don't have to deal with what I carry inside. You feel me? And a lot, like I said, there's a man in every woman and a woman in every man, but man in you it is manifest more powerfully. Why? Because you are the physical manifestation of this positive, of this masculine energy. So this power, this male, this man aspect is more powerful in the man than it is in the woman. But there is still a woman in a man. So that's why certain women, yeah, you can act masculine. You can think, yeah, nobody's, yo. But then at the same time, you have to understand that on the spiritual sense, we all have to abide by those principles for the man and for the woman, as well as in the masculine. That's why a lot of us, we deal with shit, thoughts, actions, tendencies, impulses, that if we're not very mindful of ourselves, man and woman, we can do a lot of damage to ourselves, to our character, to our image, and also to other individuals around us, to older people, as well as to younger people, to our children, to our loved ones, as well as to other people's. This is why we have good examples and we have individuals, and it's written like, yo, why these things are the thing is that we don't have people putting, like, really being honest about this shit. You feel me? Being honest about sex, being honest about like anything, eating too much, you feel me, indulging in certain and too much sweet and too much lounging and too much procrastination and too much playing. And when we see children do certain things, we don't correct them, and we also don't correct them because we're not examples. And sometimes we're even hypocrites. We tell children not to lie, but we're lying ourselves. Or we tell children not to do something, but we're doing it ourselves. I don't know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. There's a lot of shit that, like I said, not a lot of people are gonna be or whatever on the same page with what I'm saying, because I'm touching on religious shit, and we all have an idea that we think that, I don't know, like, whether the guy was black or white or Asian, I don't give a shit. And this is what you guys need to also understand. You need to stop caring about the image that has been implanted in us. There was a message to be delivered, and he did his best to deliver the message. And however it was that he died, and the message was delivered. And those that needed to hear it have heard it, and those that need to understand it will continue to understand it, because the message is there. And the Kabbalion says the ears of understanding, or the lips of wisdom are open to the ears of understanding, right? The lips of wisdom are open to the ears of understanding, just as the eyes of understanding are open to the message that is being relayed and displayed to them. If they are open and willing and seeking of the message, it is all there. Because we think that we have the answers, we lack the ability to ask the correct questions necessary to have access to the answers that we truly seek. And so anytime that an individual is sharing a message and touches one of these notes that have been riddled into existence, right, to distract, to throw us off, to cause us to not want to listen to the message that certain individuals are already delivering, that it jacks us up, because it shuts us out. We shut out, we shut up, we shut away, and we stop. Feel me? But I love you guys. I'm going to put this on Facebook, like I said, and my time is up. So y'all have a blessed day, and I hope that I delivered the information effectively and efficiently.